Today is October 23rd, and I am sitting at the home of Eleanor Baca, who is my great aunt. Okay. Where were you born?
Where or when?
Where?
I was born in Winnipeg, Montana, July 22nd, 1917.
And where were you born? When?
July 22nd, 1917. Gotta get the
Who else is in your family?
I had two brothers and a sister.
Okay, what are the names?
Now, my sister was Ellen. My brother was Don, and my brother was Bruno.
Okay, and your parents?
Charles E. and R.A. Knapp Jones.
Okay. What are some family traditions that you had?
Family traditions? Christmas and Thanksgiving were always celebrated big. We always went on lots of picnics in the summertime. Fisherman picnics, I'll never forget that. We just brought up that way. Every Sunday we had a picnic. Someplace where they could fish.
Do you see anybody doing family traditions today that you did back then?
I think, well, I think people probably have the same traditions in a family. I really do.
Well, we have the big Christmas, big Thanksgiving feast.
We never had Easter like they have it now. We never had it. You know, Easter was just a church thing. We never had anything called the day of Easter. But we have now. It's just more convenient.
Well, you gotta have somebody to go to everybody's house.
That was different.
Will you please tell us some about your family, your parents?
What do you mean about my parents?
Well,
my mother was a school teacher. And she was short. She was 5'2" probably. And my dad was tall. He was 6 foot, I think.
You have to put your hand on so we can pick up your sound.
Oh. And
where were they born? What was their...
my mother was born in Guide Rock, Nebraska, September 13th, 1892. My dad was born in Ogallala, Nebraska, June the 15th, 1883. And my mother had two fathers, really. She called one Papa Luke, and she had her own dad. My mother's mother died when she was 19 years old on the moon. Her name was Nellie Arnold Knapp. So her Papa Luke, who was Luther Warner, raised my mother. He and his wife Ora, and Ora was a Arnold too. She was my mother's aunt, Ora Arnold. And she eventually lost her mind. And Papa Luke, he kept her home and took care of her. And he took care of Mother too, but I think Mother was pretty well grown up with Mama. She always called her Mama Ora when something happened to her mind. Yeah. And they were Arnold girls, and there was a Nettie. She was born to, she was married to V.S. Hall, and her son was, one of them was Ellen McAleese. She had more than one, but, and Aunt Jessie, who never married, and made that quilt, Jessie Arnold. And I used to think she had the most beautiful house in Lake, Nebraska. Now, whether I think it was beautiful or not now, but I didn't think it was beautiful. She had the most beautiful wallpaper on the walls. And let's see, what else do I know about her?
what did your dad do?
I don't know when she died. I don't know when Papa Luke died. I know because they took him. No, they buried him, I think, in Lewiston. Or did they take his body back to Nebraska?
I never knew he came out here.
What?
I never knew he came out here.
Oh, yeah, he came visiting.
Huh. He died while he was out here visiting?
Yeah.
Oh.
Or whether they took, I can't remember. Money was pretty short in those days.
Yeah.
Money was pretty short in those days, so I don't know if they took him, I can't remember if they took him back to Nebraska to bury. I know he'd rather, they might have, but I just can't recall.
How old were you when that happened?
It was in Lewistown, and I moved here when I was in the 6th grade, so it was before 6th grade.
And what work did your dad do?
Oh, he sold insurance for a long time during the Depression. That's what he did. And then, what else did he do? He had those cabins. And
Okay. What places did you grow up in?
what place did I grow up? Well, Lewistown. I must have been very young when I moved from Weatherford, because I don't remember Weatherford at all. And then we lived in Lewistown till I was to 1928. And then we came to Great Falls, and I've been here ever since.
How did your grandma's?
What?
How did your grandma die? Your mom's mom?
My mother's real mother died of pneumonia.
Okay. What about my grandma?
Hmm?
What about Helen, my grandma?
Oh, your grandma. She was a lovely lady. She really was. We were always very, very close. We fought like the Dickens, however. But we were very close. We had a very close relationship.
Tell Chrissy the story of doing dishes up at Mom's.
She what?
Tell her the story of doing dishes up at Mom's.
Oh, I told her she always would clean out her refrigerator, and she'd even wipe off the nails to get me to dry them.
And one time Eleanor got so furious because Mom was cleaning out the refrigerator because she was doing dishes. So I think you stomped out and went home, didn't you?
I think I did too.
Okay. Anything else about my mom?
What?
What about, do you know any other stories of my mom?
No, not your mom, your grandma.
My grandma.
Oh, now what? You want to know about your grandma? About your mother?
No.
My mother's mother.
Oh, what?
Tell it.
Helen. Anything else?
What's that kind of thing?
How about
I know
going
lots
swimming?
of stories about her, but
How about going skinny dipping?
yeah, you know how I learned to swim? Ethel Butler, well, she wasn't a butler then. Ethel and Esther Smith, their dad had a farm someplace in Missouri. I don't know, it was out of Fort Benton someplace. But you know me in directions. And they had an old pump house way out in the middle of the river, an old pump. So we'd get on that and we were skinny dipping, no clothes on. That was pretty daring in those days when there was boys around too. And we went out to this pump house and I was clear out there and here's the boys show up. So it was either sink or swim. I had to jump in or be caught with no clothes on. So I jumped in and boy, I was developed into a very good swimmer.
Very fast too.
Very fast.
What do you dislike and like? What are your hobbies and likes?
I didn't have very many hobbies. I worked. I always read a lot. I used to like to cook way back when cooking was kind of a hobby. I loved it. But anymore, it's just too of a chore.
I wish I had caught some of your likes for cooking. Not me.
It's too bad she doesn't have any of your skill too.
Or what?
Yeah, but your mother is so amazing. She's got so many other skills. I just didn't have any. I just wasn't handy at anything. I never did any handwork.
Okay, let's see. What did you dislike?
What do I dislike? Well, let's see.
Pet peeves. You must have some pet peeves.
I hate hypocrisy in any form. I just hate it. Somebody pretending there's something they aren't. And it's one thing I really dislike. I don't admire liars. I like people that tell the truth. Even I don't like exaggerators. So easy to exaggerate, but that's about all I have. Oh, I have a lot of them when it comes to clothes and that kind of thing.
Alright. Do any of your nieces, nephews, grandnephews, grandnieces?
Inherit any characteristics I recognize?
Yep.
Let's see. Yes, you hate it. You're just exactly like your grandmother, Helen. She hated to go to bed at night and she hated worse to get up in the morning.
That's that one.
So you come about it naturally.
What about Scotty?
I don't know about Scotty. Does he hate to get up?
No.
No.
Who does he resemble?
Well, I think Scotty looks just exactly like his dad. But in temperament now, I don't know who I'd say he resembles.
What about Jeff?
Jeff? Yeah, maybe he does a little bit like Jeff.
People tell me a lot that Scott looks like Jeff did at this size.
Oh, I think he does too look like Jeff. But he's got a temper. He still doesn't though, does he?
What? Have a temper?
Oh, that's a joke. Of course he does.
Does he still have a temper? I've never seen it in operation except when he was tiny. Snapped his foot at me. Then he was just a baby. Absolutely a baby. I couldn't believe it.
What'd you do to make him mad?
Don't you remember you brought me out that sun hat? And he had one on. He saw it. I had one of his, I guess, on it. And he threw his off and stamped on it.
He hasn't improved much.
Okay. To whom were you married?
To whom?
Mm-hmm.
To Henry Baba.
Okay. Where did you meet?
Over at work. Or else through Walt Milner. I can't tell you which one. Over at work, probably.
Did you know Walt and Eleanor before you met Henry?
Oh, I knew Eleanor for years. We worked together down at the Park Hotel.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Okay.
What'd you do at the Park Hotel?
I worked at the cigar stand, and first I ran the elevator, and then I worked at the cigar stand. Then I went to work at the Legion Club. Then I bought a typewriter and a taping book. No, I rented a typewriter. And I built up my taping speed, and I got into office work. And I worked at the International Harvester Truck Division until the Korean War, and then they just had practically shut down then, and there were a lot of people that got laid off, and I was one of them. So then where did I work? I went to Arios, but I think that was before. I worked at Arios. Then I went to work at Cenex in 1951. I was there for 28 and a half years.
Okay. Where were you and Henry married?
In Geraldine, Montana.
Okay. Where
When were you married?
When was I married? July 19th, 1959.
Okay. See, where did you travel?
When traveling I did, oh God, Henry and I went to Texas one time. And then I went with Mom and Dad, Berta, many times to Texas, several times to Texas. But the only other traveling I ever did was Kenny and I went on the trip to the United States in the fall. And that's something everybody should do. It's just beautiful.
Don't tell this wandering girl.
Okay. See. How did your stepdaughter come to be born in Russia?
Because her dad was over there working.
The whole family went though, huh?
Oh, the whole family, but her dad was working.
Uh-huh.
And the whole family was there.
See. How long have you lived in Great Falls?
Since 1928.
1928. Okay.
And how about in this house then?
What?
How long have you lived in this house?
Since 1977.
And what's the address of this house?
2117 4th Avenue North.
Okay. See. Have all your dreams been fulfilled?
What?
Have all your dreams been fulfilled?
No. No, never.
Which ones have been fulfilled?
Well, I got nice kinfolk.
Oh, we agree, don't we, Chris?
Oh, yes. Okay.
What else did you want to do in life that you haven't done?
Well, I did so many things wrong. I should have never stayed over that warehouse all those years and just worked for peanuts. That's really what I did. Of course, nobody was making much money in those days, but still, lots of places paid better, I'm sure.
Yeah. What else?
How much did you get paid?
I think about 100, well, when I first started, I can't remember, Chris. When I started out about $150 a month. But I don't remember, I mean, I was working for that at the end, but I can't remember what I think I just barely cleared 10,000 that last year.
That is peanuts, isn't it? There are a lot of people that get way better wages than that.
Yeah. So that was my first mistake. Then I think staying in Great Falls, I mean, you don't have any job opportunities, aren't you, in Great Falls? They're just really young.
Wonder if they ever will be.
What?
I wonder if they ever will be.
I don't think they will. I really don't. I think really maybe they even out because the city costs that much more to live in. Like I couldn't retire in the east at all. You couldn't live on what I get. But see, here you can.
Almost makes you think that people retiring in like Los Angeles would have to move to a different place to retire.
I would think so. And you see these bag ladies, you know, they could have an apartment here in Great Falls. Because, you know, $600 a month for an apartment in New York City, who could afford that if you're just on retirement?
Yeah, those aren't even nice places. They're just plain old regular place.
So, I think that retiring, I think if you lived in a city and made the money, you'd still have to retire here or in a small place because you just couldn't afford it.
Like a bigger retirement. Okay. Do you have any advice?
Advice? Always look out for yourself.
Chocolate.
That's vices, not advice.
Oh.
Look out for yourself. What
I
else?
shouldn't say that. I don't mean always look out for yourself. But I mean, I would have been so much better off had I had not worked at Cynics all those years and found a better job someplace else. Because everything depends on your Social Security. Everything depends on what you make.
Give Chrissy some more advice for growing up.
Always be true to yourself, Chrissy. Always.
This ring, it's
Just
Oh,
now.
That
Zoom
I
in.
think was
Let me zoom in on.
uh, Grandma Horace would sure.
Your grandmother's?
Diane?
Well, no, Mother always called her Grandma Hora. Mother was married to Papa Lute.
But that is your mother.
Yeah.
Your mother's aunt.
Yeah.
okay. How old is it? Would you say?
Oh, I would say, I'd say way over 100 years.
The one with the brownstone?
It's a cat's eye.
Well, Kitty Ray, put your 2 bits worth in. What did you say about that ring?
So is that the one I want?
He said he's going to pry it off my cold, dead finger and take it away.
Oh, he's so sweet. He's a lot.
What
So-
is he, Chris? I haven't seen him for a long time.
Okay.
I surely should have put this in a drawer and saved it.
Who
What's that
made
pattern
this?
called?
What
Broken
ring,
star.
isn't it?
No, it's the broken star.
Oh,
The middle is the lone star.
This is the Lone Star. And the Broken Star. Okay, who made this quilt?
Aunt Jessie.
Aunt Jessie?
And talk about your relationship to Aunt Jessie again then.
Well, I can't remember too well. I mean, I do, but I think she died. See, we lived in Montana, and we went to Nebraska several times, but those were really in hard times, you know. And I don't think we had a lot of money to travel around, but I know they went back to Nebraska several times.
What did you say? Aunt Jessie was Papa Lute's sister?
No, Aunt Jessie was an Arnold. Remember that in that bread box downstairs, those pictures of those Arnold girls? Well, one of them was Aunt Jessie. One of them is Nellie, my mother's mother. One of them is Nettie. And one is Aura.
All his sisters did.
And there's a boy. What's his, what was his name? Stanley, was it? Stanley Miller? I think there's only 5.
Is that picture marked so we know who's who?
Get the bread box, I'll take a look.
Okay, is that,
Back there in that cupboard, it's an old white bread box.
is it in the bedroom or in the laundry
In
room?
the laundry room.
Okay. So you can continue asking questions while I do that. Do you think that watch is downstairs, Chrissy? I can't find it. Did I know you brought it in?
How old is this, would you say?
Oh, let me show you something easy. Let's see. It's been in my possession for 50 years, I'm sure. No, not in mine, but mother's and mine. So it must be over 100 years old.
Huh.
We probably got that when Aunt Jessie died, and I'm not sure. I know she made it, and I believe she made it and gave it to me. I should have paid more attention to these things when I was growing up.
Maybe your mother took it out for cold dead finger. Let's see. Do you have any other heirlooms?
Yeah, me.
She didn't say antiques.
Well, what's the difference between heirloom and an antique?
Heirlooms are worth more. And usually they're in the family.
You want to put the bread box in the picture, Chrissy? Bread box, the usual variety.
Classy.
There's the lid on it.
Chrissy,
Is that running, Mom?
Yes.
did you win the game?
Say something wonderful into it, Scotty.
Yeah, Scotty, come here. Oh wow, they got your stomach. Come here.
There's my mother.
This is Eleanor's
my mother.
Let me see. Mother,
There's another one.
Aura A. Jones. And this
There's
is
my mother.
her mother again.
Where's that house?
Well, here's your grandparents.
Scotty.
That's my grandparents.
Yeah,
Ken Boggs.
that's Kenny Boggs.
Okay.
Where?
This
There.
is my granddad, Ken Boggs, and my grandma, Helen
There,
Boggs.
little thing.
That when they got
Somebody
married?
color crayon on them, but wasn't Eleanor a thing of beauty?
Wasn't
Which
right-
one is Eleanor?
Right there.
This is Eleanor, and who's this? Helen?
That's Helen,
Helen and
Vernon and Donald.
Vernon and Don.
This one?
Yeah, that's the one.
Let's see, Chris.
What does it say?
What is that going to be?
I don't know, but we're gonna put a pin to it if it doesn't.
What's that going to end up to be? Okay,
Hmm?
What is that going to
No,
end up to
nothing
be?
behind it.
This would be a pocket on the sweater. I'm making for granddad.
Chrissy, hold the pictures up between you and Eleanor so they can be.
Okay, who are these? Who's this one?
Just a minute, I'm gonna bring you
That
on the
must
picture.
be, that must be Nellie.
Nellie who?
Nellie,
Arnold?
what were they?
Arnold?
Arnold, yeah, Nellie
Arnold
Arnold.
and
That's Nettie, she was the youngest.
Nettie Arnold.
That must be, old man.
An old man, okay.
Their father, Chrissy, the father of all those kids.
And that's
Brother?
Stanley.
Stanley? That's Stanley?
And it's a, I honestly don't know what their mothers are. And there's Jessie and
Jess-
Cora.
Laura. And who's this one?
Cora and Jessie,
And Jessie. And this one? The mother?
the mother.
Or, now who's the mother?
Right there.
Grandma's real mother is, you mean that's Grandma in the picture, the kid?
No. This is, I think this is your grandmother. Your great grandmother.
Great grandmother.
Uh-huh.
Now you gotta wait because I got it focused in on the wrong person.
Yeah, because she was the oldest, and she looks the oldest.
Now just a minute till we back
What
up.
was her, I probably heard what their names are, but I don't remember.
I probably have my genealogy at home though.
Okay.
Now I have to back up. That is my great grandmother, the one on the left.
It would be my grandmother.
My great.
Your great-grandmother.
But she was raised by the one on the right, was it?
Yeah, or else.
Hold this up so.
Either that or next to the right. One of those. I think this is Aura, I really do. I think that was Jessie.
Just a minute.
This one's Aura.
Just a minute, Chrissy. Hold the picture up flatter.
I think that was Jessie, and I think this is Aura.
Jessie.
Up higher,
Aura.
Chrissy.
But what those Arnold's names were, I don't know.
And what is this a picture of?
You still see it?
That's my dad's house.
Is that the house he grew up in?
I presume it is. 'Cause I know that's my dad's house.
Maybe let's open back up and see if it's. I gotta get the volume. Chrissy, did you show that picture of your grandparents through the years?
Yeah, I showed that.
You know who that is?
Make sure they're all in there. Both of them are in there.
Chrissy,
No, I do not know.
Don't you know who that is? That's Dwayne.
Dwayne?
Uh-huh.
should we see it?
Dwayne Shebo?
Dwayne Cheevel. It
Huh.
wasn't Cheevel, then she was Boggs.
Boggs. Dwayne Boggs.
Just a minute, let me focus in, Chrissy. Raise it up higher.
How do you focus in?
Not quite so high.
Uncle Butler.
Right there. One's closer, one's farther away. Okay. Bring it back.
When do you think that this picture of Dwayne was taken?
Who?
This picture.
She was 3.
So what year?
And they taken 50 years ago. She's 53, 52, isn't she?
How old's Dwayne, Kenny Ray?
She's born in 1940.
She's
So she's 53, so that was
53.
taken 50 years ago.
Oh, what a long time ago.
Oh, yes.
There's my mother and dad.
We don't want to monkey much with those, Scotty. Just bring in the picture. Tell Chrissy to go up or down if she needs to.
There's my brother Don.
This is Eleanor's brother Don.
And he lives in.
There's Ethel Butler.
Gotta put it over closer to Chrissy, I think, to get it in.
Pull it up, Claire.
Is that double?
There's my mother.
Oh, wait, picture. I want you out of the way so I can get these all focused in good.
I am.
You were getting the whole picture in?
Yeah.
I don't want to mess you around.
You guys, wait.
What kind of certificate is that?
Okay. This
Data.
certifies that Amanzo J. Jones of someplace, state of Nebraska, and Mrs. Marlanda Reynolds of Jacksonville, Illinois,
Since one of his
Where-
marriages, he only had 5.
by me united.
Okay,
Wedding
show it.
certificate.
You show it.
What date?
19.
1990.
Did you say Almanzo?
Yep, Almanzo.
Not
Alonzo.
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 That is cool. I never knew you had his wedding certificate.
Now that is, I think that's Jessie and Cora.
Oh, neat. Hold it up.
Jesse and Aura.
Is she up high enough?
I think that's my mother. Okay.
Oh, it has to be.
Where?
And this is Eleanor's mother.
These might be some that you're looking for because they were on top. Geez, that's pretty.
Must be graduation. There's my mother.
Oh, neat. Look at those pretty flowers. Okay, farthest on that side. Just point with your pencil, but don't get ink on it.
This is,
I think that's a hall.
who's this, Eleanor?
That's my mother.
This is Eleanor's mother at
I think it must be high school
her
graduation.
high school graduation.
I'm just guessing.
Mean you had high school in those days?
Certainly. Yeah. There's an awful touchy one of me.
Oh,
Let's see.
this isn't.
That's
Don't
you?
show Henry. Don't show him.
That's some cool
She
picture.
was good looking.
Yeah, sure was.
Isn't that in front of Granddad's place in
Yeah,
Nebraska?
I'm sure.
What was
Turn
his
it around
name?
for the picture.
What was his name?
That's Niagara Falls.
And who is there?
Mine. That's mother.
Your great grandfather, Charlie's place where he
There.
grew up.
There's my mother, and there's Papa Lou, and that must be Ora.
Your mother's in the middle?
Mm-hmm.
Or do you think that's her real dad and her adopted dad?
No, maybe there was.
Otherwise you wouldn't have the family picture with two dads in it.
Hmm.
Oh, whose wedding was this?
That was a mock wedding. There's Mom.
Was she being the minister? Was this Charlie's old house? No, this was the Nebraska
I
home?
think so, I
This
think
is
it is.
mother. Eleanor's mother. In the middle.
It's a mock wedding, but I,
Like wedding.
Heaven help us, the Boggs kids without me, and how could we have survived?
One of those rare occasions.
Is this
that's Kenny Ray, Dwayne, and Dennis.
But I were born then.
Kenny Ray, and Dwayne, and Dennis Fox?
I didn't
Show
picture.
Kenny Ray that.
Well, I gotta move him
Yeah, I think I
so
was
it
born
gets
here.
the person.
Is that Papa Luke?
Gosh, I don't know, that doesn't look, no, it's not him.
This is a picture of somebody.
And whose wedding was this?
Oh, that was Georgina McMullen, from Dermot. She married-
Georgina McMullen.
Oh. She's still alive?
As far as I know, they live in Portland. After years.
This is Eleanor's brother Vernon.
Vernon.
Where did he graduate from?
Great Falls. Oh, he went to,
That was college graduation, wasn't
Great
it?
Falls, Montana.
he graduated at college, Great Falls. That's LeVon's mother and dad.
This is?
Mhm.
So you better explain who Levon is.
LeVon was a very, very good friend of ours. That's what happened to dad.
Oh, don't you just love this picture, Chrissy?
Who's this a picture of?
It's Gordon.
Vern.
Vernon's the one riding the cart, not pulling it.
Oh.
We're
Well,
always
she wouldn't know the
kidding.
difference.
But the name, mother's there.
That's why they're on tripod so it doesn't go up.
I don't know who
Well,
those
I'm getting something so.
Who's this big one of?
That's a hall, I think.
What's this wagon all about?
Well, that's Yellowstone Park. I don't know what that is.
What in the world
Pull
is
the
that?
car.
I don't know.
Taking me in Illinois.
I don't know any of those tin plates.
I'm getting. We have to move it. So with it. Right there.
wonder if this is the one that had the, no, I don't think it is. Had the guy in the Yankee, just, yeah, had him in the Yankee clothes and the
So, Confederate?
Confederate, yeah, some of each. Where's that newspaper from?
She treated a boat.
Portable.
Where's that?
January 1955.
What's in there? What's in the
January
headlines?
You can find the boat you want in trade a boat.
Ooh.
Let me see. Just do it. When?
Who are these people?
This is Nebraska.
Yes, that's going roads, it kind of looks like roads.
Who's this? Dennis?
It's Chuck Jones.
Chuck Jones, and who is he?
He's a cousin.
A cousin?
My cousin. Uncle
This
Don's
was
boy.
taken December 1st, 1953. Chucky at 7 months.
That
You
was in
can-
Japan.
Japan.
And here's some more from Japan. There's Mark.
This is Mark.
They live in Japan.
More of the neighborhood.
There's my dad.
Huh. Interesting picture.
Mm-hmm. There's my brother Don.
Dawn.
Chrissy, what'd you do with that watch?
That is
Oh, I didn't trade it, I handed it to you.
an Arnold, but I don't know which one.
Arnold.
There's Dennis. There's your mother.
Oh, what a cute
This
little
is
girl.
Mommy. Huh, she looks kind of big.
There's your dad. There's your grandmother, Helen.
Is she the one that's holding the bunny?
And she's holding
This is my grandmother, Helen, who's holding the bunny.
Did you see a pocket watch in a plastic sack over there? Chrissy brought it in, we can't find it now.
Oh, I have it in my pocket. Good place for a pocket watch.
No, Chrissy found it.
Where did you?
In her pocket after I look all over. Be careful, Chrissy, because it's in parts.
I know.
That's Dwayne, but I don't know who she's got there.
Dwayne is the little kid.
Dwayne's her.
This is Dwayne, the one on the out that's holding the kid.
Maybe is that,
Jeff, isn't it?
yeah, I bet it is, that's Jeff.
Yeah.
This is my Aunt Dwayne.
Exactly, it's
This
Jeff.
is Jeff. Who's that sailor?
Uncle Don.
Usually thought it was a dance troupe. There's Dwayne.
This is Dwayne.
That's Dwayne.
This is Dwayne.
And that's Jeff. This is Mama Jeff.
Okay. This is Jeff. This is my mom.
There's Dad.
granddad? Eleanor. Who's this?
It must be, I think it's Jeff.
The kid?
I think
This
it
is Jeff.
There's your mother.
My mother.
Charming hairdo. Don't you want one just like it?
Oh, yes.
Okay, tell Chrissy about that watch there.
There's Scotty right there.
What, right there on Dwayne's lap?
No, in your, that picture of you.
Oh, you think so?
Oh, guys, yeah.
I don't know what about this one.
Scotty looks like his
Dad's?
mother.
It's Papa Luke's watch. It says Luke Warner on the outside of it.
Oh, well, Luke Warner was my mother's, one that raised my mother. He was married to Laura Arnold.
How did you come to have the watch? Do you remember?
Beats me, maybe he was there when he died. He probably had it when he died, but I don't know how come it's like this. I don't know what happened to it.
Where'd you find that?
Eleanor gave it to me once upon a time. It was taped shut, but I took the tape off and it said Luke Warner across it.
See?
That's enough. Turn it off.
Well, are there any other family heirlooms? These are kind of neat things. Do you know of anything else? What about that plate with the rose on it?
Oh, I think either Jessie or Nellie. Nellie was kind of an artist. That was her real grandmother. And I bet she painted that. I don't remember. I mean,
If she died when Grandma was...
where are you going?
The room. For a minute.
She died when Grandma was how old?
Her real mother died when she was 19 months old.
So, let's see, what year was Grandma born in?
1892.
So it had to be painted back at least in the 1880s, I bet, huh? At least. Do you have any other questions on there, Chrissy? If your mother was still alive, Chrissy's great-grandmother, or my mother was still alive, what do you think they would tell Chrissy?
Well, my mother was always very entertaining. She had something to tell her.
She did like people around, didn't she? What would it be? Any advice?
She had some, but I don't know what it'd be.
Okay.
End it by saying something like,
Thank you.
That's the end. Kaput. It's all over.